Sawadika. Sarah. Oh no, sorry about that. Sarah, I heard that you have some Christmas presents for people.
Not me, but sure. But Phuket have some good news for motorists that Patong Hill Road is expected to fully reopen to all traffic on Christmas Day. So first, let me ask you though, you recently came back from Phuket.
Yes.
How was it? Was it difficult to travel around since this road closure?
Actually, a little bit, yes. The last time I was in Phuket, I was too little to remember. But this time, according to people who drove there, which is Jason and Jay, they had to make detours to go all around the island just to go to a certain area. I feel bad because I don't know the name of the roads. However, the road is partially reconstructed, which means that you can come down from the hill, but you can't go up. Only motorcyclists can go up from that
see.
area.
I see. So the story here is that the road between Katu and Patong was closed after it was hit by a landslide. I think this was like nearly 2 months now, during a heavy rain in October. The road is only partially open, like you said, at the moment, but the mayor of Katu reported that repairs to the road were almost finished. And the road's foundation has been filled and strengthened, and repair work is almost done. When completed, the road's width will be increased by 7 meters in that section, making it safer, stronger, and more durable. The mayor revealed he expected the 21 million baht project to be finished before December 24th and within the 45-day time frame set in the contract. He also said that if there is no rain, the work could even be finished on December 20th. Meanwhile, the Provincial Electricity Authority's Phuket office announced it will install new power poles and CCTV to monitor the repaired section of the road. And a survey on November 7th revealed that about 70,000 round trips were made on the Hill Road each day, about 35,000 each way. So that's a lot. A lot of people use that road.
It's a lot of people. And number one, I'm happy that you said that they're going to increase the width by 7 centimeters. I think it's very crucial because cars nowadays are a lot bigger than cars back in the past, like when they first started. Also, I noticed one thing now. As you were reading, it dawned on me that they were also fixing other roads in Phuket as well, not just the fallen one. So I feel like they're increasing the length of every road now that is a hillside, or maybe that's just my observation. Well,
That's
yet
good
to
though.
see.
It's safe. It's safer, especially during the rainy season.
Exactly.
That's for sure. And the landslide caused on the Katu Patong Road closed on October 19th, causing chaos to motorists and travelers trying to reach Phuket Airport. Was it hard for you to get to the airport?
I guess so because Jay was complaining the whole time that
Okay,
we
so it
took
was
like an
bad.
hour and a half to get there.
So it was bad.
Yeah.
So road workers are able to clean up and stabilize the roadway to allow motorbikes to pass in both directions over Patong Hill a week later, but not cars. And then on November 4th, small cars were permitted. Then before the road was fully reopened to vans and pickup trucks with restrictions. So some good news by December 25th, the road will be fully functional and people can go back and forth and will save you a lot of time. Especially, I think that time is high season because Christmas and New Year is coming up.
Christmas gifts for
Yay.
every Phuketian
Yes, or travelers.
or travelers.
Yep.
On to some other news. 23 military students were hospitalized after being trained too hard. That's
Wow.
shocking news. So the story is 23 military students of the Army Reserve Training Center at Narathiwat School were sent to the hospital with serious muscle and kidney injuries due to being trained too hard.
Kidney injuries.
Exactly. So sometimes when you exercise too hard, the kidneys have to compensate for that. I'm not too sure the proper medical term for that, but I will tell you right in a bit. But the Army trainer has been relieved of his duties while the matter is still being investigated. Parents of the injured military students mentioned that their sons and some of their sons' friends suffered from, okay, I'm going to try to read this, rhabdomyolysis, which is a serious medical condition that can be fatal or result in permanent disability and kidney failure after a teacher pushed them too hard. It's reported that the teacher ordered the students to do 200 jump squats in hot weather, which resulted in 6 of them needing urgent hemodialysis treatment, which is a machine that filters waste, salts, and fluid from your blood when your kidneys are no longer healthy enough to do work adequately. The commander of the 4th Army Region Kun Santi visited Narathiwat Rashanakarin Hospital to talk with the students' victims and their parents. Santi revealed that 9 students had recovered and had already traveled back home, while the other 14 were still under the close care of medical workers. Santi added that the commander of the Royal Thai Army promised to the victims, parents, and media that they will investigate the issue under the justice system. The trainer and others involved will be questioned. And also, the identity of the soldier trainer has not been revealed to the media. The department only revealed that the person had been temporarily removed from the position until the investigation is completed. I think not only does that person need to really take a back step, but I think they need to revamp the whole training program altogether.
Sure.
Because it's not a one-off incident where you have a weak student. These are 23 students having the exact same conditions. That means that something is deeply flawed in the training system itself.
I know. At least there should be a standard of training.
Yes.
Because, you know, each person, they don't have the same stamina, or they could take a lot of exercise. Some people are not healthy even. So they should have some standard and different, you know, or alternative for people who's not that strong.
That's true. You know, like, I was just thinking about the military in the West and the military specifically in Thailand. In Thailand, you have to zap bai dam bai dang, which is like pick up the black card or the red card. If you're quote unquote unlucky, you will get the red card, which means you have to immediately become a soldier and go through the full training. If you have the black card, that means you're exempted from training, right? But in the West, or at least in the States, that's all I know, is that you volunteer to become in the Navy or the military. You're not forced to. And so by volunteering, you can kind of gauge, like, I don't want to say it's an audition system, but, you know, like, they have to see if you're up to par.
Yes.
They don't just take in randos. Like, they want to make sure that, okay, you volunteered, you have the mental capacity that you want to do this. Let's see your physical test. But these people, sometimes they pick the red card, like, oh man, like, I don't even want to do this.
Yeah.
Right? And then physically, they're not even up to par also. So that's what happens to this one,
The
I
system
think.
is very flawed.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, I do hope that the trainer does get some heavy investigation, because that was not cool what he did to the 23 students, and
That's a lot.
that's a lot of people. Yeah. And speedy recovery to the military students. Anyways, we're gonna take a quick we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll come back right after this. Yay.
Of investing, but don't know where to start? Ever heard of AAAFX?
What is AAAFX?
Good question. Look no further than AAAFX, your choice for trading and investing. Low commissions and spread with fast execution. They're trustworthy and have been offering services since 2008. You can invest using various deposit methods, including crypto, with negative balance protection and 100% matching deposit bonus. Choose AAAFX and enter the lucrative market of trading. Visit AAAFX.com.
Jumpstart your startup business with Southeast Asia's largest tech and startup hub. Get an endorsement for a year Smart S visa. Join the True Digital Park Startup Booster today. Welcome back. The show is sponsored by AAAFX, making investing easier with AAAFX, your go-to trading partner when it comes to crypto, foreign exchange, or even stocks. If you want to invest, look no further than AAAFX. Also, thank you to True Digital Park. If you're an entrepreneur and looking to build a startup, then you might want to check out True Digital Park's Startup Booster Program. For only $3,000, you can get so many benefits, such as an endorsement from True Digital Park itself for the 1-year Thailand visa for international startups, Smart Visa Type S, allowing you to live and work in Thailand. Also, a 1-year co-working space at True Digital Park, True Space, and partners at 10 plus locations, and so many more benefits that I can't even list out. So do check them out at True Digital Park's website.
And it's very affordable, if I may add.
Yes, it's very affordable. I think it's only how much, like $3,000. How
All
much?
inclusive of all the things you've mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
So-
an amazing deal.
So it's only 100 grand Thai baht. I think it's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah, I think
especially
so
if you're looking to do business already. Like, this is an
Perfect.
easy way in. We're gonna continue with some news, and this is some political news for you guys. So general elections are coming up, and it will be held on May 7th of next year. And many political parties are already announcing their campaigns of what they're going to do for the country and how they're going to help Thai people. Now, on Tuesday of this week, Pheu Thai party leader Ms. Patong Chinawat, the youngest daughter of Kun Thaksin Chinawat, who is the ousted prime minister, promised that she will make the wage guarantee part of her vision for the country's future in the next 4 years if the party wins a mandate to form a government after the next general election, meaning that they will raise the minimum wage of around 313 baht a day to 600 baht a day.
That's double.
That's steep.
Yeah.
So what she meant by that is over the next 4 years. So it's not like immediately she becomes prime minister and she raises it by that much, but over time it'll become 600 baht. But still, it's quite steep.
Yes.
However, her quote-unquote good intentions have backfired on her. So the Pheu Thai party came out yesterday to clarify its election campaign promise to lift the daily minimum wage to 600 baht after it ran into heavy criticism, saying the wage will be raised only when the economy is back on track. The wage hike promise has come under fire from critics, including the current Prime Minister, Kun Prayut Chan-o-cha. Now, Patong Chinawat, the head of Pheu Thai family, held a press conference yesterday, a day after the party unveiled its controversial campaign promise to explain the issue. Now, Ms. Patong Tan says that Yingluck's government, which is her aunt's government, who was the previous prime minister also, raised the minimum wage hike to 300 baht about 10 years ago, but it has only been increased slightly since then, and that's why she wanted to promise the people, like, this is another time to also raise the minimum wage. However, General Prayut said that the wage hike would be easier said than done. Future ramifications must be considered to formulating a policy, adding it must be vetted by a tripartite committee of workers, employers, and the state. So that is his analysis.
Oh, well, I mean, it's possible. I mean, it's gradual, right? Like you said. So I think it's possible there. And it's about time. 300 baht per day. Like food and water is already half of that per day.
Yeah, I mean, like this could be debated for a long time, but back in the day when they raised it from, I forgot what the minimum wage was, maybe like 150, something like that, and then they rose it to 300. A lot of the smaller and medium-sized businesses had to go out. Like they couldn't keep up with the demands of the new minimum wage because let's say you're paying 150 to each person and you have 100 people in your factory. All of a sudden you're doubling the price, but you can't pass that on to the consumers right away because then they wouldn't buy your products. So they kind of went bankrupt. So we'll see how this will go if she even gets elected. This is only promised if she gets elected, but we don't know about the election system just yet, but we'll see next year. Anyways, for the last story of today, we have some fun news.
Fun or not, I'm not sure, but definitely interesting. So government officials from Indonesia, a country famous for having some of the strictest drug laws in the world, they flew to Thailand to learn about the kingdom's liberal medical cannabis policies. But earlier this week, they just came out saying that they will ban premarital sex. And it just passed, I think, into law earlier this week. So this is a little bit contradicting. But the story here is that Indonesian members of parliament visited the Ministry of Public Health to listen to the director of the Medical Cannabis Institute talk about the process of legalizing cannabis in Thailand, as well as measures implemented to prevent misuse of the once illicit plant, which I don't really know what's the measures really because we don't really have one, but sure. He also said that the development of cannabis laws in Thailand, he talked about that, the medicinal benefits of cannabis and ways to prevent the misuse, as well as monitoring the social impact of changes to the law. Indonesian officials reportedly asked for advice about how Indonesia should go about utilizing cannabis to improve the island nation's health and economy. So The director advised starting with academic and practical research as well as educating health professionals about the versatile herb. Indonesian parliamentary officials praised Thailand for increasing patient access to medical marijuana by 159% from last year. Most of the officials agreed that medical cannabis is useful and could benefit Indonesia. Currently, all parts of the marijuana plant are illegal in Indonesia, where smuggling the drug can land you a life sentence in prison. And earlier this year, in July, a 25-year-old Brazilian student was arrested for smuggling 9.1 grams of cannabis from Thailand into Bali in a package labeled Super Mau or Super High. He said he didn't know the plant was still illegal in Indonesia. And no news of the Brazilian student emerged in the media. However, he will likely face a hefty fine and a 15-year prison sentence.
Ooh.
I think about this story, I think he forgot that he had the weed.
Right.
In the cannabis in his jacket or in his shirt or pants or something, and they found it, and he was very unlucky.
Wow, that sucks. One thing that came out of this is that I'm kind of happy that Indonesia wants to follow suit, because it'll just kind of prompt other Southeast Asian countries to feel like, oh, well, if Indonesia, the country that has one of the strictest rules, are going to be okay with medicinal cannabis, then maybe we should legalize it too and just make it a little bit more normal in this region.
Yeah.
However, I find it ironic, as you said, like they just signed papers, I think yesterday, for like a very severe ban, like a 1-year imprisonment if you have premarital sex.
I know.
Well, number one, like who would snitch on that? Like, hello, I think
know.
I heard something.
It's weird. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know the concept, but at least they're interested in it, and hopefully they will implement it maybe sometime soon.
Yeah.
But those of
hopefully soon.
you planning to travel to Indonesia from Thailand, just be careful. Make sure you don't carry any cannabis, and check thoroughly your shirts, your pocket, your bag. Make sure that there's nothing in it.
Basically, if you want to travel to any Asian country, I don't
Yeah.
know any other Asian country that
Exactly.
is okay right now.
Make
Yeah.
sure you check all the stuff first
Yeah.
before you leave.
Pat yourself
Yeah.
down. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was some hopeful news for Indonesia with medicinal cannabis. Before we leave, I just want to say that we will have Thaiger Unfiltered at 2:30 p.m. Jay will not be with us, unfortunately. However, he might be watching. So put your unfiltered questions in. Anything about Jay?
Yeah, he
Ask.
will come and answer.
We will answer
We will snitch.
for you. Okay. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.